So, as you guys can see, today we're going to be talking about graphing with tables. And if you will, please open up your composition books to page 34. That's where we're going to be putting our notes. Now, I'm given the equation 3x plus y equals 4, and it gives me a table with no values in there. So, I myself am going to have to fill in these values. What I like to do is I like to start with 0, and I'm going to put it in the middle of my table. And then I'm just going to take numbers starting with 0 and just go up and down. I'm going to fill -1 in here and -2 there, and then 1 and 2 on this side. So now, what I'm going to do with these numbers is I'm going to plug them into my equation and solve for y, because I want to figure out what my y's are over here. So, if I have the equation 3x plus y equals 4, I'm going to do 3 times my x, which is -2, plus y equals 4. Now I'm going to do 3 times -2 and get -6, plus y equals 4. Then I'm going to add 6 to both sides because I have to do the opposite sign. And that's going to give me y is equal to 10. And now I just plug in the rest of my numbers doing this the exact same way. So now I'm going to get 3 times -1 plus y equals 4, and that's going to come out to 7. Then I'm going to do 0, so it's going to be 3 times 0 plus y equals 4, and that's going to give me 4. Then the same thing with 1, and that's going to give me 3 times 1, and that's going to be 1. And then the same thing with 2, and that's going to give me -2. So you see, you just plug in whatever x's you chose into your formula. Okay, for this problem, you can see I'm given another equation, y equals -3x plus 1, but this time I'm also given a limit, which is x is less than or equal to 0. So because of that, all my numbers that I put in my table need to be less than or equal to 0. So once again, I'm going to start with 0, and this time I'm only going to choose 3 numbers. So I'm going to go 0, -1, and -2. And I'm still going to plug in everything like I've done before. So it'd be -3 times -2 plus 1. -3 times -2 gives me +6 plus 1 equals 7. Do the same thing with -1. -1 times -3 is going to give me +3 plus 1, I get 4. -3 times 0 plus 1, I get 1. So this problem is a little bit different, as you guys can tell. What if they only give me one variable? What do I do now? Well, here we have y equals 5. This tells me that everywhere I have my y, I'm going to put 5. So I'm only going to do 3 points. So in my y column, for my 3 points, I know my y is 5. And I get to pick any x that I want. So for my x's, I'm going to pick 0, -2, and 2. So let's say they still give me one variable, but instead of y, they give me x. I can do the exact same thing. Anywhere I see my x column, I will put -6 because they give me x equals -6. So now in my y column, I can put any points I want. Once again, I like 0, so I'm going to put 0 in the middle. Here I'm going to do -1 and 1. So in your notes, we want you to fill in this table. You're given the equation -2x plus y equals -3. Here's your table. Here are your x coordinates. Please fill in the y. And make sure to send them as a direct post to Mr. Cohen's or myself, not to the entire class. And good luck.